Hi there, I'm Dan Smith, and welcome to Food Finds. Today on Food Finds, we're in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, checking out the K'Town Pub Taphouse BBQ. As soon as I set foot in the building, I realized that it was very, very old, but it had that authentic, genuine feeling to it. I sit down and talk with Jeremy and find out how the business started and how old the building is.
From everything I've been told, it's either been a restaurant, a bar. At one point, it was a men's-only club. I met a woman once, probably 10 years ago at this point, who was in her 50s, who lived upstairs as a 5, 6-year-old, and her grandparents owned this place down here, and her grandmother cooked. So, I mean, that would have put you back into the 40s. It's kind of neat because I never know the timeline exactly of what name is associated with what time area, but you'll get people who went to KU 40 years ago and was like, oh, I was here when it was the Improper, or the Book and Brew, or Doc Roberts, or the Rustic, and so there's a whole long list of names. I mean, it's been the K'Town Pub since '95, I think.
What percentage do you think is of, kids from the university coming over versus like your regulars versus new people?
I would say in the beginning, so 10 years ago, it was 95% students. And I mean, in the summertime, we actually were closed more than we were open, just because this was a shot and beer kind of place, college hangout, crazy parties. But over time, we kind of decided that we wanted to make it more community focused, so that it really could be, for the husband and wife, the family to come in, the college student, the professor, professionals, all that kind of stuff. Because what we found was we were really busy from 10 o'clock at night until 2 o'clock in the morning. But between 4 and 10, there was nothing going on. So it started as a way to generate more revenue, but then we found good food, good beer in a cool little building actually is a good idea. So it kind of blossomed and grew from there. But it took a good 5 years to get a majority of the community kind of to turn around, because this place had a pretty bad reputation going back to the 80s and 90s, and that's all it was. So it took a lot of doing, a lot of elbow grease. Yeah, I mean, these days social media is great, having a website is great, you have to do all those things, but the best thing you can do is put a good product and good service in front of somebody so they go tell 3 of their friends. And we hear that from, people that are here that just started to come in, to people who have been here for years, to people who, we go do events and stuff at different places, will come in that same day and was like, hey, the food was so great, the event, we want to come check it out.
How long have you been running things?
So I've been here since 2004, when my father-in-law was the owner, and I started taking on more and more responsibility. I was probably running the full-time day-to-day stuff by 2009-ish, somewhere around there, and then he retired and I bought the place in 2014.
I imagine you're happy with how everything turned out.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we were very fortunate that we were able to generate the revenue that first year more than we expected, so we were able to do a lot more. Like I said, I said before we started the interview, this whole floor was taken down to the floor joist because it was in such bad shape. I mean, we had a beam in the basement that had a hole this big in it, just from the years and years of water damage and beer damage and that kind of stuff. So we went all the way down to the floor joists, except for the bar, and then replaced everything. Like, this bench was custom built that you're sitting on. That's all one piece that we carried in. All the cabinetry was custom made by a local cabinet maker. These are all, all the tables and all the bar seats are all reclaimed barnwood from Pennsylvania and Ohio. So we put a lot of thought, it's an old building.
Yeah. Do you have anything from the 1920s or 30s that was still in this building that you kept and said, oh, maybe you have to keep onto this? Or?
No, unfortunately there's not. I mean, every once in a while I get somebody that'll hand me like a little relic. Like, I had somebody give me a plastic shot glass that was about this big, and it said the Rustic Tavern on it.
Okay.
So it's probably from the 60s.
Wow.
Other than photographs,
Yeah.
there's not much. Like, these photographs we have up on the wall are all from the Kutztown Historical Society, and they're all pictures of either this building or somewhere along this street where this building is, you just can't tell. Like that's the Centennial Celebration, that really, really old one. That's from like 1903, something like that. Something early 1900s. And our building is actually back there on the left somewhere.
You know, of the businesses that stuck around, that were able to stay open, they were very, very smart, made smart business decisions, or they were very lucky. Which do you think it was?
We, both, in all honesty. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you we weren't lucky because we're a quarter mile from a university. And while the university was online and virtual, there were still students living in town. And in all honesty, when we were at limited capacity, 50%, I didn't have that many seats to fill, so they were full a lot. So we were very fortunate in that case. If it wasn't for the university, it would have been a lot more difficult. You know, last summer we were doing takeout only. We were better off not being open for that. Not when we were we tried a couple different things. We did like these family meals where we'd prepackage stuff. A lot of places did that. Those were good. They were a ton of work. It's not something you can do every single day. It was kind of just once in a while to generate a little bit of revenue. But being open in the evening time, waiting for people to call to do takeout, and we're talking the height of the pandemic, like last June, July, August, whatever it was. I mean, we do $100 in sales in a day, and at that point, it's not even paying the electric and the air conditioning. So, you know, we were closed for 6 weeks. You know, in the very beginning, like we closed March 16th. It was the day before St. Patrick's Day, and we stayed closed for 6 weeks because at that point we didn't really know what was going on, and the university left. So then we just kind of slowly started opening back up, and you know, by September we were okay. I was fortunate I was able to keep all my staff. Didn't really lose anybody.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, and you know, it's crazy. I tell them all the time how much more work it was having fewer people in here, because we went from typically, you know, we do dinner service until about 9 o'clock, and then from 9 o'clock on, we're kind of a bar with food. So like if signs behind you, like at 9 o'clock, there's no table service. Just come on up to the bar and order. That's how we've always done it. We kind of got in a group. Well, you couldn't do that during COVID. So we were doing table service from open to close, and it is so much more work. I mean, we had to start taking reservations around the clock, stuff that we've never had to do before. So it was a lot of trial and error, you know, and these guys were fantastic. They just rolled with it and showed up to work and did whatever they needed to do. So we're very, very fortunate to have them. I just want to say thank you to the entire Kutztown community and surrounding areas. We wouldn't have made it through this without you guys. Wouldn't have made it through this without my incredible staff, and to all the university students. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you guys back in September.
So what is your favorite thing
Here? Oh man. I mean, I like the brisket torta because it's kind of my thing. I mean, all the tacos are really good. I tend to be a taco person. I'm not gonna have one favorite. I mean,
Never one favorite?
no.
Just how you're feeling in the day?
Yeah, pretty much.
How's your pulled pork sandwich?
I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah. So very, very simple stuff. I mean, it's salt and pepper and smoke, and that's it. I don't go crazy on the rubs, mostly because I could never find a rub that was like, oh man, that's the shit right there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, we'll just put salt and pepper on it, and that's how it works.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, I'm definitely going to try the pulled pork while I'm here. I'm just going to take a burger.
Okay, burgers are top notch. Awesome. Well, let's get you some food. You want to go see where the magic happens?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, we started. This was never meant to be a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Nope.
What was it meant to be?
It's meant to be a bar.
Party house?
It's meant to be a bar. And the one day, I was talking to my father-in-law, and I'm like, you know, we should maybe just try to do a little more food. And then, so I smoked a couple pork butts. And it's turned in from that to a homemade oil tank smoker to now this beast on wheels out here. I'll take you out and show you.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. You see Alex in action.
Well, that has to come out because I didn't see that. That was high.
So as you can see, we've already outgrown this area.
Very nice, though. You really found a way to work with the space you have. Oh, sorry to close the door. No, you're good.
So yeah, this is Alex. He's sweating to death as he's running the pit. So some of our duck that's just coming off, which we
Nice.
sell a ton of, which you would never think in this town, but
No, probably not, but
no, we can't keep it around. But yeah, so this,
Jergowitz or someone
Yep.
else?
yeah. So here's the old girl here. No propane, no electric, just stick burner. So
nice. That's a good way to do it.
yeah, but everything's kind of wrapped up, but
You're good. I'll get the essence of it. Holy crow.
so get some chicken working, and then our brisket's wrapped up here. And then pork butt's working in there.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so it's actually a pretty full smoker day. So we have an event tomorrow night up at Cedar Ridge, and we have a couple big catering orders. All right, let's get you some food.
Thank you. Man, that looks awesome.
Also threw you on some wings too,
Oh,
just to try out.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Kind of what we're known for.
Okay.
Wings and brisket are two big ones. So
Gotcha.
Those guys are smoked. They're not fried because they're overfried.
Yeah.
But beer brine, 16 spice rub, smoked for like 3 hours. So kind of what does it for us.
Thank you very much. It
Got
looks great.
Yeah, enjoy.
This looks fantastic. We got chips, we got our barbecue sauce, pickle, we got wings. Let's dig in. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Doesn't get better than that. Now, I haven't had a bone-in wing for most of my life. You know, I could probably figure out how to eat this, I think. Oh my gosh. Dude, the flavor of that. Dude, the flavor on the outside is what does it.
Yes.
Look at that. That is a beautiful wing. That flavor tastes fantastic. I gotta think of a new word other than fantastic, but man, let's dig in. Wow. That's such a good sandwich. I just can't get over how amazing this is. And their wings are famous, as he said, for a good reason. They are so good. Oh, last bite. Oh, and I think this goes without saying, the burger was fantastic. It's always been my opinion that food is 60% of a restaurant and ambiance is 40%. And when you have both of those working together, it's a recipe for a slam dunk of a place. And this is exactly, you know, the crossroads that we came to. I mean, I'm a big history buff, as you see with, you know, some of the vlogs, where I'm just interested in old things. So when there's a place that has those old things, has the old pictures and everything, and has the history of the building, and then you add pulled pork and brisket and chicken wings, it's like, how can I say no, you know? And, you know, I don't want to just say, like, oh, the ambiance was good and they have this stuff, that's the reason. No, the food is fantastic. They do it without fryers. They're smoking in the back. You know, when you think about Kutztown, the thing is, their buildings are so thin. So it's like New York almost. So you only have a limited amount of space to work with. And they have taken that limited amount of space and turned it into somewhere that doesn't feel cramped. It actually feels open. It feels like there's plenty of room. And then you add, like, the immense beer selection that they have, and it's fantastic. You know, I couldn't say enough nice things about them. Jeremy was so nice to meet with me and talk with me, and he was such a nice guy, and you could see he really cares about the community that he's helping, and that means a lot to me. The food was great. Honestly, the food was great. I loved everything, the taste, the flavors, and, you know, when he says that he sort of just stumbled upon that wing recipe, I'm just like, come on, dude. You can't stumble upon that. That's like a gift from the heavens. It's really, really fantastic. You should definitely go there. It's 100% worth the trip. And, you know, tell him I sent you, and just enjoy it. You know, have a pint, I suppose. You know, it's really a wonderful place. Now, they are only open after 4 p.m. Most days. Their exact days are online, but they don't open for lunch or anything. And it sounds like that may have been that way before the pandemic, but it just makes sense. You know, that's when a lot of people are available. Not many people are doing lunch in, you know, Kutztown. Maybe some of the university kids, but I think it's a smart business idea for them to open at 4. So, but yeah, check it out. It's wonderful. Go there for a dinner date. Go there for fun. Go there to just eat. Go there to drink. It's worth it. You're going to enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, I guess we'll have to see what we're eating next week. See you later.